What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Samdukez with another Frost DK vid. Well, that wasn't very nice. Anyway, this is the transmog that you guys are after. The Mage Tower, Frost DK, this is what you get after it. I do want to say that it is a tough one. Because obviously the devs, I don't know what they were thinking. It's not tuned properly. With that being said, I'm going to show you exactly what I did. And hopefully, at the end of this video, you're able to go out there and get this transmog. What the hell? It's like our boys from the Lich King. Anyway, let's get right into it. Okay, let's start off with the talents. So you're gonna have people out there that are gonna take the Death Reach. It does come in handy, but not as handy as if you mess up a kick and you really need to kick that you can use Blinding Sleet. So I would just say stick with Blinding Sleet, but you can go with Death Reach to get that extra range on the grip. Alright, so we're gonna go with Cold Heart, okay? Runic Attenuation, because we're going dual wield. Blinding Sleet, Avalanche. I always use Wraithwalk. There's some people out there that I saw use Permafrost. I don't know why, because it's Wraithwalk is better. Just take Wraithwalk. Gathering Storm and Breath of Sindragosa. You can take this the whole way. You don't have to do none of that tome stuff or anything like that. I didn't take. I mean, I had tomes, but I never used them. So this is exactly what I took. Now, enchants are very important. So everything scales down to 50. So what you're going to want to do for the first part before you. So I think it's the first 2 phases. If it's 3 phases full, so the first 2 phases, you're gonna take these enchants. You're gonna take a Rune of Unending Thirst. This is, I say, it's like a must. It just makes things a lot easier. Can you do it without it? Yes, but why would you? So just take Rune of Unending Thirst. Now, you can take Rune of Fallen Crusader for that extra heal and that 15% damage buff. I went along and basically I honestly took the whatchamacallit, sorry, I just had a brain fart. I took Razor Ice. This does make you a little bit more tankier, so if you find yourself dying a lot, this may give you that extra oomph to do it, alright? Now, let's get into gearing. We're not being too crazy about it, we're not min-maxing, we're not doing any of that stuff, so this is exactly... Now, if you played back in Legion, you can take the Cape. The reason why you take this cape is because it has crit, haste, and mastery. Effects don't matter, so it's a really, and since everything scales to 50, it's a very good cape. The neck is a legendary Pyrodes. It has crit, haste, and mastery. Really good. And then the best part is that it has a socket. Let's see what socket. So Nightmare tier. This is gonna cost you a lot. Do you need it? No. I paid 15k for this one. You don't have to do it. You can also get the +6 of your main stat, so it will be strength in that return. I think that was selling for 24k on Illidan. But yeah, you can if you want to. If not, you can just put a another gem. But since this is an expansion before, you can only socket it with gems from that expansion, right? Okay. So if you don't have this, you can and you played BFA, you can take the Heart of Azeroth, right? Because it has crit, haste, and mastery. No slot, no gem slot. So that works as well. And yep. So what did I take for the trinkets? I took Anima Field Emitter from Mythic Plus. These are all Shadow Lines. And the Inscrutable Quantum Device. This is from Shadowlands, but the other side, the Mythic Dungeon. Okay, you can actually go and get the heroic version because it scales to 50 anyway, so you don't have to go get this one if you don't have it. Then you're gonna have strength, obviously, as your main stat, then mastery, then crit, then haste, then versatility. So I socketed all the gems with mastery. I did put 30 leech on the cape. Don't have to. You can put the speed one. Just keep it. And anything else? Nope. Now, speed does work. So if you have gear with let's say mastery and speed. Speed does make you faster in there, so you can. Do you have to? Nope. Are you gonna notice a huge difference? Nope. So don't have to. But if you have it lying around, it doesn't hurt. Crit mastery is our top two secondary. So you gotta notice here, there's a lot of versatility. That's because I have the wrong. Yeah. So you want crit mastery. Versatility is if you think you're taking too much damage and you want to survive the first two phases. I would suggest taking versatility, but then when you get to the third phase, you're going to switch gear to your crit mastery because you do not take nearly as much damage during that phase. That's just an old DPS, and you want as much DPS as you can do. And then I'll explain it once we get into the video. And I think that is pretty much it. Now, you want to use this. This is what I use. I use the Spectral Flask of Power. I use the Shaded Sharpening Stone on each weapon. If you have an axe, then you got to use the Shaded Weight Stone. Let's see. The Potion of Spectral Strength for that 25-second damage burst. And it's a 5-minute cooldown, so you can pop it in the beginning and you can pop it at the end. You don't have to pop it in the beginning at all. Then the Heavy Desolate Armor Kit, I did use Veiled Armored Augment Rune. For the food, you can use a cheaper Ravioli for the Mastery, or the, where is it? The Feast, which is actually expensive. So, because if you, right here, the Feast of Gluttonous Hedonism, it's like 20 strength it gives you, but if you die, it goes away, so it can get pricey if you're doing a lot because you find yourself dying. Okay, now, enough talking, let's get right into it. Alright guys. So this is not live, I actually recorded it pre, and now we're just gonna go right through it, okay? So, phase 1.
You are too late with the.
Oh, before I forget, I didn't mention it in the beginning, but drums. You need the drums for the last phase. Okay, it's that hero. Alright, now the DPS. Pop Remorseless. This you can go all out, so you pop your burst, everything, because it doesn't matter. You just want to do as much damage as you can right now. You gotta kick the Frostbolt. Now, over here, this part, this is what kills everybody. Now, these things, you touch them, you die, okay? You gotta kill them. You may find yourself that you don't have that oomph. That's why the Unending Thirst comes in, right? So what you do is once you kill one, you actually get a heal from Unending Thirst enchant, and you get a movement buff. It's really good. So if you find yourself that you want to play it really, really safe, you can keep death striking as long as you keep getting the procs, hit a obliterate in there. You gotta see me throughout the video sometimes, like, you know, I don't know, like I was doing this at like 3, 4 in the morning. So I was really tired. I was a little bit delayed. So you'll find me like taking the safe way around and just like sitting in there, death striking. You just got to make sure you don't panic. If you panic, you're dead. So you'll see what I mean right now, okay? So you kill them and you go through. Now with Unending Thirst, let's say all of them die at the same time and you're like at 10%, it's literally a full heal. You can also, now you got to make your way to the boss, grip him here, and just kick him. You can kick the first cast. I don't know why I didn't. There we go, we kicked it. And now here's a good tip. Let's say you're not full HP at this point. If you were in the position that I was in, you see the Razor Ice, they were still up. What you can do is actually, you know, do one Howling Blast or whatever, and it will proc your Death Strike once they die, and then you can do that and heal to full on him during this phase. Simple, I put AMZ just to take less damage, because right now your cooldowns don't really matter as much. Now here, you can't get hit by the purple. It looks self-explanatory, but you know, I gotta say it. Okay, look at my HP, but Don't panic, just keep doing it. Watch, I'm taking my time over here. I kind of was falling asleep. Grip him. The blue circle is my trinket, that anima emitter. It actually, as long as you're in it, pops your haste. You know, it's just a trinket I had. If you have a better trinket, you can use that. Now, a good tactic is that once you know how long it takes for these to pop up, how much damage you're doing based on that, save your Remorseless Winter. It's not going to be a fight that you just pop it on cooldown. There's going to be certain times where you want to have that Remorseless Winter at a specific moment, and probably the best time is this because it is a GCD. So once you're taking all that damage and you pop Remorseless Winter, you're going to find that you're going to be taking a lot more damage as opposed to if you had it preemptively popped, alright? Save your Rhyme proc as well, that's another good tactic. If, for whatever reason, you just like couldn't get out or whatever like that, you can use a dragon if you have it, especially during this phase. But when you get closer to the end, you want to have that dragon. It's very crucial that all cooldowns are up at the time that you need them during the third phase. But now let's stick to the first phase. Killing. Pretty straightforward over here. Get a grip. Actually, it's on cooldown, so I went through. Look at that. One full heal. Hitting. Death striking. I think. Do I just? No, I don't. Okay. This phase. Alright. What you do is a lot of people tell you. Sorry, I got off screen. A lot of people tell you to save AMS, then you either Death Advance or Wraith Walk to the crystal. Yes, you can do that, right? Do you have to? No. So you can actually use AMS for that oh shit moment during Razor Ice, those icicle things. You can actually then, you know, as you get used to it, you'll understand what I mean. So, okay. If you're like half HP when this phase starts, all you gotta do is go into one of these, kill one of them, and then it will heal you full as long as you're inside the circle. So, ready? That's what I'm gonna do over here. A good tactic is to save your cold hearts at 20 stacks. You can actually pop Chains of Ice, and it should take a great chunk of their HP, and it'll be really easy. Okay, full HP, pop Death Advance. I don't have AMS because I was using the other tactic. As I'm going, look, you can see me death striking on my way. This is just how I do it. I find it a lot easier. I think a lot of you will find it easier because it's easier to mess up the Razor Ice than it is to mess that phase up. So I think the AMS oh shit moments is actually better. Okay, over here, Shadow Barrage. All you gotta do, self-explanatory, is dodge them, right? As you get good at it, you can, you know, do damage as you're, you know, dancing with the balls. Alright, Arcane Barrage just takes a lot of HP. Now, there is a cast called Dark Power. That has to get kicked. So, if you have... This is why I said take Disorient and not the Death Grip on the range, is because this way you can actually kick Arcane Barrage and not worry if Dark Power comes up right after, because then you, as long as you have Disorient, one of them has to be up. Because if that cast goes off, then he's just empowered, and you don't want that. Draw Power. Sorry, I don't know what I called it, but Draw Power. So right now, I see that my cooldown is coming off the kick, so I just waited, even though I had Disorient. Kicked it. He's gonna teleport now. Okay. Now when he ported, all you gotta do is run to him. Self-explanatory. Gripped him. Just doing damage right now. Another good tactic is you can pop your ghoul when Draw Power comes up if you have, for whatever reason, messed up. And the first thing your ghoul is going to do, actually the first two things it might, is stun the target, and that will actually interrupt it. So, Draw Power. Kicked it. I'm popping my burst over here because he's now you want to always pop the burst when you think, like your Breath of Sindragosa burst, that is, when you can have a lot of uptime. You don't want to pop the burst and then he ports. So make sure you know the phases when he's going to port. I think I'm not sure if I messed up in this one, but it happens to the best of us, right? So Shadow Barrage, all you're doing over here. Now it is actually, if you get good, or you seen it coming, when Shadow Barrage comes up, he's not moving. And if you're full HP and you don't have to heal, you can actually pop your major burst then and just dodge at the same time. But if you want to play safe, just do it this way. He's gonna port. Okay, now this phase again, you already know. I'm gonna kill it just to get that full heal. Oh, I forgot to mention, sorry guys, how you know where he is. Besides the yellow dot over here on the minimap, it sparkles on the actual area. So you can see right now. Now I'm just popping Death Strike on my way there because I'm pretty stubborn. See the sparkles? Right here. This is how it looks. Shadow Barrage. Always after he comes out from that phase, he may do 1 or 2 casts and then always Shadow Barrage. So you can, if you don't pop your burst in the beginning of Shadow Barrage, I wouldn't pop it right after it's done because 1 or 2 more casts and he's gonna port. See? So this is the Razor Eyes, just the same thing. Making your way. I went back just to hit a little bit. See, I did another one just so I could get that Death Strike proc, because he's casting on you the whole time while that's going on. Shadow Barrage, same thing. You guys should be pros by now. Razor Eyes, quick them. I think over here I'm just chilling in it. I don't know why. I had AMS. For some reason, like I said, I was falling asleep. Look at that, just chilling. Look, I survived the whole thing. Taking my time, it don't matter. I know I can heal to full with this setup, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use Shadow Barrage. Now, here's another thing. Once he's getting close, because once he's at like 1/3 of his HP, that's when the third phase begins, right? You want to make sure that you have your full burst. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about pots, Breath of Sindragosa, your trinket, everything. You need everything, right? So if you happen to find out that you're about to get to that phase and not have the burst, slow it down. Death Strike, you know, don't do max damage like over here. I need 2 minutes right now before I should go into that phase. Otherwise it's gonna mess me up. Because the third phase is the DPS phase. Now this is all repetition, right? You may get to the third phase faster than I did because of, obviously I'm taking my time over here. Sorry, excuse me. Draw power, I disoriented it. See? I'm just waiting a little bit. Just wasting time. He ports. Run, grip. Okay, this is like, this is perfect. It's like a waste of time, I should say. Just for my cooldowns to pop up. You gotta notice, I don't think I popped Pillar either because I wanted to line up. Hitting those Death Strikes as I'm going. Because I did not have AMS because we've been using it other ways. Shadow Barrage. Getting close. Almost there, boys. Razor Eyes just making your way through. I put AMS just because I ain't dying at this part. And I'm taking my time, obviously, as you can tell. Wraith walking, gripping. Okay, getting close. So I want to be full HP once I get there. So you can see me death striking. Now Shadow Barrage, I am able to get the... Just hitting now. And now everything is off cooldown. Just in time. This is the third phase. This is what you want to do now. You want to take your other one-handed weapon, the one with Razor Ice or Rune of Crusader, whichever one that you didn't use, and replace the Unending Thirst. You don't need the Unending Thirst anymore. You want to max DPS. So both enchants, let's say it again, Rune of Fallen Crusader and Razor Ice should be both enchants on your dual wield during the third phase, okay? So since everything else I had max. Oh, and if you took versatility, you want your crit mastery gear on now, okay? This versatility mastery is PvP gear. A lot of people that watch this channel usually are PvPers, so that works as well. But in PvE, crit mastery is actually on top. Well, mastery crit, sorry, if you want to go in order, okay?
Let's project this power back through the iris.
So what you want to do over here is pop the burst right away because you need it to come back up during the fight. If you mess up and you don't pop it right away, your cooldowns may not match up and you may not have that extra oomph. That's why I said make sure you have your burst up when this phase starts. And what I mean by max, you can do the most damage during the beginning than you can at the end because it gets more pressure and pressure. So you want to pop your trinket. You want to pop Breath of Sindragosa, your Hunger and Rune weapon, your Pillar of Frost, and the Spectral Flask of Power, that 25-second strength gain, and the drums. Make sure you pop drums. Drums are crucial to keep that burst up. And I'll tell you why, is because you know how the legendary that we got that makes Breath of Sindragosa last a long time? It doesn't work in here. So also your howling, your rhyme, if you have that conduit, or is it a conduit? I believe it's a conduit that makes it, no, it's a legendary, sorry. That doesn't work in here either. So keep obliterating, okay? Let's go.
You cannot defy the will of the Legion Arch.
Here we go.
All will perish.
Hold them off, champion. For the
Now I pop Remorseless Winter right now. After this, you can only pop Remorseless Winter when I tell you to pop them, and that's when the ads pop up, because you need it to slow them down, number one, and to AoE them down, because if they reach the boss, that's it, you lose. You don't technically lose, but you technically lose, because it makes the boss regain health, and you won't have enough space on the floor, because what's going to happen is purple stuff is going to expand, and by the end of this boss fight, purple will be all over the floor. If you step in it, you're obviously dead. So
take of Azeroth.
no. Okay, popping that burst. Trinket as well. I also use the Chains of Ice over here. Now, also like I said, you're gonna realize that I'm going to start using it on the ads because you need those ads to go down, especially when you don't have burst up. Because your Breath of Sindragosa is the burst that's going to destroy the boss, right? Okay. So this is the purple stuff on the floor right here. It's going to expand. Make sure you watch it, zoom in, whatever. I had to zoom in a little bit because my eyesight ain't that great. So see how it's expanding? Now you don't want to run too far out, because if it expands faster, then it will expand faster, and then you just won't have enough time to down him. So when the Seed of Darkness comes up, you want to get away from him. Because when it stops going off, 3 ads are going to spawn, and you want to kill them. If you were right next to him, then they're obviously closer to him. And if you can't deal with them in time, then that's going to be a problem. Now, when you have Dragon up, you can be closer than you would if you don't have Dragon up, because you're going to use the Dragon to kill them, and then hopefully at the same time hit the boss as well. You see that? I just stepped in the purple by accident. Look how much HP it took. Now I run away. You gotta disorient first, all 3 of them, because that slows them down as well. Turn around, pop the dragon. Look at that. Kill them. Look at that. I almost died because of because I was stepping in the purple. And then now, you see, I wasted some hits death striking, but you don't take that much damage against this guy, and you're gonna notice that now. I believe I stopped healing. So just watch the ground, and then it's a repetition. Now it's a DPS fight all the way, because eventually you can tell the purple will be all over the place. I did save pillar over here, and I'll tell you why. Number one, I have no runes, and the ads are gonna pop up soon, and I don't want Breath of Sindragosa to come up and it not be in sync, because once it comes up, you gotta pop that stuff. You gotta preemptively do it. Okay. Notice how I popped Remorseless Winter. I just wanted some runic power. I suggest that you don't do what I just did. Try to save it if you can. Actually, no, it worked out because, I guess I knew the timing, so the timing I knew I'll have it up again, huh? There we go, we're gonna disorient, Remorseless Winter, and now a 1 Chains of Ice on one of them, start weakening them. When you think you can't kill them all fast enough, then you start throw your Chains of Ice on each one, because if they start running towards the boss, you're gonna have a hard time. Remember, you also have grip, so you can grip one. See, I slowed that one down. And 11 seconds I'll have, see, I gripped him away. And Breath of Sindragosa is about to be up. We're gonna pop Runic right away. Just pop it right away. Try to do as much damage as you can while watching the floor. Run away, see the power. You gotta disorient. 1 Chains of Ice on one of them while hitting the other ones. Cleaving, cleaving, throwing that chains, throwing that chains. I have grip for this one once he gets away, so now I go far away. I grip. Bam. Grip the other one. I pop pillar right away at the 1 minute mark. So once Sindragosa is back up, I should have another pillar. If you don't pop at the 1 minute mark, you're going to fall short. Trust me. So when you see me take that HP away, get hit that hard, it's because of I stepped in the purple by accident. So be cool. Now look how much space I have. I don't have that much space left. Get in there though. Okay, see the darkness. We have dragon up again. See, that's why I said use it in the beginning. I put AMZ just in case. Look how much space I have. I don't have that. I'm gonna pop the dragon. Okay, and I already started the ruining hungering rune weapon before Sindragosa came back up. Just because, like, look, I have no space. Literally, pop the burst right now. And just like that, we did it. But you've seen how close it was to not being able to do it. That's why manage the cooldown properly, especially when you get to the 3rd phase. You can make minor mistakes like I showed you, and you can, you know, fix yourself back up and come back from it. But at the end, if you do that mistake, that's it. It won't work out, right? And that's it, guys. Thank you. That one to you guys. Peace.